Okay, there we go. Because for some reason the button I pushed didn't work. So, hi! Welcome in, everybody! Hello! How's everybody doing today? Hi, Anita. Thank you for the heads up that there was no sound. Hey, Allie's over on the tubes. Hi, Allie. Allie says, hello, Vanessa in chat. I will be listening to Song for a Whale by Lynn Kelly, 2% in, and we'll be doing laundry, then lunch. That sounds like a very full schedule. Very nice, very nice. Sound, yay! Sorry. I mean, I hit the button. It just didn't work right. So, it's fine. It's fine. As you can see, we're in our little reading nook in Spirit City. We are researching. That's what the activity name is. And we are luring a spirit. And this one I think is going to be the dragon, the dragon, the book dragon. So that's what I think this one's going to be. So, and I'm drinking my protein shake. This is actually a really good one. So, this flavor is brownie, fudge brownie, I don't know, some chocolatey thing. And I added a big heaping teaspoon of peanut butter powder. And it's really good because I didn't put enough peanut butter powder in there to be overwhelming, but that's a good flavor. So I'm very happy with that one. All right. It's a tech doesn't work day, I think. Have you been struggling with tech also? Yeah, it really is actually because my camera wasn't working. I had to go and unplug it and plug it back in. I mean, I say go. It means I had to walk around my desk to do it. But yeah, my camera wasn't working initially. And I was like, really? Really? So, but it's fixed now.
All right.
Whew. So, what's everybody working on today? What's everybody working on? I still need to write that bedtime stories email. Actually, hang on. I wanted to check on something. Oh, yay. Okay. Oh, excuse me. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of things. So I had reached out to my Dragon Con person who's above me because Kelly in Morning Pirates, I should probably wait till she comes in to share this, but when she used my bedtime stories idea at whatever Comic-Con she was at, she changed it because she didn't want to take my name. She changed it to live action author readings, which makes a great like subheading to bedtime stories. So I want to steal that. She said I could. So I sent a message to the person above me who still can go in and make changes in the schedule. I sent her a message a little while ago asking if she could still make a change. And she said yes, but I forgot to check back. So I just checked back. So that big pause where I wasn't talking was my brain thinking. You saw Vanessa like processing. That's what that was. So, Anita says, my internet provider had glitches and sent out login reset emails to customers, and WordPress is giving me error messages. Yeah. My internet went out last night. It was late. It was like, okay, this is the universe telling you to go to fucking sleep, Vanessa. But yeah, and everything was weird this morning when I got up. It is a weird day, a weird technology day. Chris is here. Hi, Chris. Welcome in. I'm going to be working to finish Lark and Kasim Start a Revolution. Okay, that's a great name. I'm on page 255 out of 326. Ooh, you gonna finish that today. Alicia has joined us. Hi, Alicia. Welcome in. Alicia says, hello, just joining. Well, everybody else is also just joining. Just joining, doing some budgeting, about to leap through the shower. You make it sound like you're going to go crashing through the wall. And get some lunch and making a small grocery run list. Excellent. Good. Allie. Allie says hello. Allie says hello to all the people. So I just finished eating my lunch, which was also my breakfast, because I did not have the spoons to make a breakfast decision, and lunch decisions are Lunchables, so that's easy. So, because I was thinking, oh, I've got some yogurt in there, and I bought some chia seeds, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll put some chia seeds in some yogurt, but that seemed like too much work. That's where my brain is today. Opening a package of chia seeds and dumping some into a little cup of yogurt is too much. That's too much. It's too much uncertainty. I've never had it before. I don't know what chia seeds taste like. I don't know. Like, it was just too much. It was too overwhelming for my brain. So I did not do that. So, yeah, I did not do that at all. Kayla's here. Hi, Kayla. Welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. There's more hellos going on in YouTube, at YouTube, over on YouTube, at the place that is the YouTubes. I don't know. What's English even? Kayla says, I have my picker wheel queued up. I need to do that too, because I've decided, so there's this app called Sweepy, and it's this cool app where you can put in like cleaning tasks, or I guess whatever you want, based on room in your house. And I haven't opened it in months, which means everything is bright red. But I'm like this morning I was like, I should do this more. And you know, it's like, well, you know what I could do? I could just put all of those options into my chores picker wheel and then let that decide. But that's also an awful lot of work right now. So that's going to be a post Dragon Con thing, I think. So, even putting the shit in the picker wheel is too much for me today. Anita says, apparently you can make pudding with chia seeds. Like, make pudding out of chia seeds, or make a pudding that incorporates chia seeds, is kind of my question. And chia seeds are supposed to be really good for you, too. I don't remember why. I don't remember what it is that's good about them. I want to say it's fiber, is what I want to say. That's where it is. That's where it's filed in my brain. But anyway, my dietitian that I was speaking with before my insurance decided it wasn't going to pay for those appointments, had put that on the list of things. You know, we talked about different things I could start incorporating into my diet, and that was one of them. So, Emily's joined us. Emily says, present. Mostly day job stuff today. If I can slot it in, I kind of want to get some writing done too, though. Good. Probably going to loop back. Oops, scroll. Hang on. Really scrolly. Probably going to loop back to that script I was working on. Feeling drawn to that today. Yay, ADHD, right? Anita says, I think the pudding is made out of chia seeds. You can make them gel or something. And yes, it is fiber. Okay, thank you for confirming that. Alicia said, chia seeds offer powerful health advantages like supporting digestion, heart health, and weight management due to their rich profile of fiber, protein, and omega-3 fatty acids. Yeah, omega-3 fatty acids, I've already taken it. I was going to show you the giant fish oil pill that I'm taking now. Again, my dietitian's recommendation. And I have to say, since I've started taking the omega-3 supplement, and I can't absolutely say that they're connected, but I actually have felt more myself, felt more like motivated to do things. And I'm not. So one of the things I learned from my dietitian that I didn't know, and I think I might have said this already on screen, but I didn't know that like 2/3 of the serotonin that's made in your body is actually made in your gut. And so if your gut is off balance, you're not getting enough fiber, you're not getting enough whatever your gut needs, it lowers your serotonin output. And I had no idea that was a thing. I literally had no idea that was a thing. And so So when I started adding, like I started having more fiber, I started doing protein in the morning for breakfast, which, sometimes I would do protein in the morning for breakfast, but I'm making an active effort to have at least some protein in the morning, regardless of what I actually have for breakfast. And I've added that fish oil supplement, and I've added, I've started like actively like doing more fiber, eating more fiber foods. And I actually physically, like mentally, feel much more motivated, much more like I'm slightly less inclined to allow myself to get into that, oh, I have so much to do, I don't want to do any of it, and then watching YouTube all day. So yeah, so that's been surprising to me. That it's, and again, I am not positive that like, correlation doesn't necessarily equal causation, but that's really the only change that I've made. So I don't know. Ali says, apparently it's a day of excessive stain remover from my clothes. Why do I have to be so messy when I eat? My husband's the same way. It don't matter. It doesn't matter what he's eating, where he's eating it. Like, nothing matters. He will always end up with something on the front of his shirt. Always. That's why I always make him take off, like, change his nice shirts if we're having something like spaghetti. Well, I mean, we don't really often have spaghetti, but something with a red sauce. If he's wearing a nice shirt, I'll be like, put on a crappy t-shirt. Because I'm not going to be able to get that stain out of that pretty, pale blue linen shirt. So, yeah. Ali says, yes, I found that out, and I can't take any medication with serotonin in it. All my body gets is what it produces, because otherwise it's a no can do with side effects. Well, then that's really good to know, right? To know that you actually can make decisions that help improve the serotonin output of your own body. So like someone like you who seems very sensitive to that type of medication, yeah, it's a good thing to learn. Like, I literally had no idea. I thought serotonin came from a gland somewhere. But like 2/3 of it apparently comes from your intestines. So, all right, shall we get into it? I know what Allie's working on. Anita, what are you working on? Alicia already told us what she's working on. Emily's told us what she's working on. Kayla has told us that she's got her picker wheel queued up. She hasn't actually told us what she's working on yet. Chris has told us what they're working on. And I think that's everybody who's hanging out right now. So I need to work on that bedtime. Okay, so y'all know that I took this course for teaching English as a second language. So I've been working on setting up like booking forms and stuff for private clients, because it's really hard to get clients on some of the big sites. Anyway, all that part doesn't matter, but I had started setting up booking on this site that has a whole bunch of different modules, like tons, like inventory system, an accounting system, social media posting, email campaigns, tracking paid advertising campaigns, and content management system, and like it's all these pieces. But the booking part, there's a booking part, and I just kept running into problems with it, and it's not as pretty as I would like. Like their templates are just ugh. And then you've got to do CSS if you want it pretty, but I don't know CSS very well, and I just don't have time to fuck with that. So I found another site that is actually pretty cheap, like $60 a year, and you can do bookings and all that, and it coordinates with the CRM on that. It integrates with Zoom, it integrates with Square, PayPal, all these other things. And so I'm testing that out right now. So I really want to get back to doing that, but I really need to write that email. So I'm gonna fight with myself pretty much. Let's see. Anita is watching an art video and then editing. Excellent. Allie says, it's a day of greasy stains, my least favorite stain to remove. Yes, they're pretty awful. Yeah, they're pretty awful. All right, let's get into it. We're doing 30-minute sprints today, which is going to really throw off our breaks, but we'll figure it out. I'm not worried about it. All right, are we ready? Shall we get into it? Let's go. Okay, that one really snuck up on me. I was not ready. How'd everybody do? How did everybody do? All right, Allie got laundry in the wash and had lunch and got to 6% in Song for a Whale. Now switching to Admiral Hornblower in the West Indies, currently on page 26. It is my physical read. You just flying right on through. I love it. I love it. And Allie got to page 27. Huzzah. I mean, it was only minutes, so... Kelly made it to page 180 in Dragon Weather. So Paige pronounces it Dragon Weather, but I pronounce it Dragon Weather because that's what the I does. So, you know, just as a heads up. I don't know. I like Dragon. I love those books so much. I actually haven't finished the series yet because I was out of reading for so long. That I haven't finished yet, which means I have to go back and reread it because my brain doesn't keep the details it should. So, let's see. Anita watched her video and here's the ghost shop art that she promised yesterday. Okay, I'm copying it from Twitch. I'm putting it over in YouTube. Anita's cute ghost art. Okay, now I'm gonna go look at it. Because I want to look at it. Because I'm impatient. I can be impatient. Come on, Facebook. Go faster. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm trying to see what the titles are. I can't read them. I'll have to make it bigger. Oh my god, those are so flippin' cute. Coffee beans. Oh my god, I want the ghost with the coffee cup. Oh, I love it. Those are so cute. Oh my god, y'all have to go look at those. Those are so cute. Kelly says, yep, if she wanted us to say dragon, she should have spelled it dragon. Well, the reason she originally spelled it dragon, but there was another book with that name, and I don't remember why exactly, like, she decided that she absolutely had to change the name because, you know, titles are not that big a deal, but yeah, she wanted it something noticeable. So that's why I think her publisher made her do it. So, but I'm not positive. You'll have to get the story from her. I don't remember the exact details. Let's see. Chris says, I am now on page 309 out of 326. I will be finishing it in the next sprint. So close. So close. Heather's joined us over on the tubes. Hi, Heather. Good to see you. Heather says, coming in to say hello and like the stream before a meeting. Thank you so much. You're awesome. You're awesome. All right, so guess what? We lured a spirit. Shall we check out our new spirit? Okay, y'all ready? Look! It's so cute! I'm dying, y'all. A Mantipedia! Mantipedia! See, Alicia got all these already, but I get to experience it right now with y'all. Okay. At first glance, a Mantipedia can easily be mistaken for an ordinary book. It waits patiently on a shelf, hoping its unusual cover will entice an avid reader to pick it up. Anyone curious enough to open it is in for a surprise, as the book suddenly twirls into the air, revealing itself to be a cheerful spirit. I love it. It's just like chaos. Mantipedias know that book lovers make the very best companions. It's true. Those curious enough will discover that the pages of a Mantipedia are oddly magical. Every page is filled with shifting symbols, impossible diagrams, and paragraphs that seem to rewrite themselves the longer you stare at them. Spiritographers strongly advise against trying to make sense of the text, as doing so usually ends with a headache and the unsettling feeling that you've forgotten something important. Perhaps one day we'll understand exactly what is written on them. Once bonded with a companion, this cheerful spirit loves spending its days floating beside them, exploring libraries, and listening as its favorite stories are read aloud. All right, now we got to check out colors because y'all know that's my thing. So let us over here, spirit companion. Bye, little mousy. We'll see you next time. Look at that. Okay, wait, let me get rid of the timer for a second. Look at that. Oh, I can't turn it. Can I turn it? Oh, there. No? I can't. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's see. We've got a blue one. That's so cute. Y'all know what I'm doing. Oh, that one's cool. Oh, that one's actually really pretty. I like the glint. That one's cute. Purple. Oh, I like this. I like this one. I think I'm gonna go with this one, y'all. I like the kind of fiery look to the colors. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. These are so cute. Oh, there it is. It's reading. But you can barely see it in here, but I want to do something different. We're going to do the typing. He's sleeping. He's just sleeping. Oh, look, he's reading the book with us. Actually, I can't really see this color on this background, so let me, that's not right. I'm gonna change the color just because it's hard to see with this particular background. Actually, I want to do, isn't the green the one that had the glinty? Yeah, let's do that one. Ah, yes, that looks much better. So, let's see, activity, knitting. I just want to see if it does anything different. It's reading, typing. Look, he's napping, just laying there napping. And that one he's reading. All right, so we will let him nap a little. I'm sure his birth was exhausting. So, all right. Let's see. Kelly's going to ask Paige about the title tomorrow. Yes, and Kelly says to Anita that ghost art is awesome. Kelly says, Alicia showed me all of them yesterday. I can't wait till you find my favorite one. Chris says, I bought this yesterday and have really enjoyed it. I've already found a few. The first spirit I found was Early Bird, which feels on brand for me. You have so many more spirits to find. They're like a bunch of DLCs, and every DLC has their own spirits. They have some super cute ones. Kelly says the green one is my favorite of this companion. Yeah, I really like the shininess of the gold. I think it's cute. So, all right. So, let us go into the next. Okay, I'm like, where's the timer? Well, I turned it off. That's where it is. All right. So let's get into the next sprint. So I'm gonna go off camera for a little while. I have to use the bathroom. I need to get more to drink. I haven't decided if I'm gonna get another protein shake or if I'm gonna just have tea. But I also need to go down and move the laundry, fold some laundry, and move the laundry from the washer to the dryer because I am being an adult today and not leaving it in there for a week. So, all right. So I will be off camera for a little bit. Probably 10 minutes or so, or 15 maybe, tops. All right, shall we do it? Off we go, 30 minutes. All right. How'd everybody do? I went downstairs. I folded some laundry. I moved laundry from the washer to the dryer. I put another load in the washer. Chugging along. And then I came up and I did end up making another protein shake, this time with cookie dough flavor and a little bit of the peanut butter. And it's actually really good. I can taste the peanut butter more in this one because the other one, the brownie, chocolate brownie, fudge brownie, whatever the fuck it's called, that one, the chocolate is very strong. And this one, the cookie dough flavor is there, but it's not as strong as the chocolate. So I can taste the peanut butter a little bit better here. And I'm going to try the peanut butter tomorrow in the next one, because there's one that it's salted caramel, and I can't taste the caramel at all. So, and it just really tastes just like coffee to me. That's it. That's all I can taste. So, all right. Allie says, I got to page 38 in Admiral Hornblower of the West Indies. Excellent, excellent. Anita did some editing. Danielle has joined us over on Twitch. Danielle says, howdy from the worst state in the country. So glad y'all are here today. And I replied, oh, I don't know. Florida is pretty bad too. Also, Mississippi, home of modern day lynchings. I was watching a video on Threads the other day, and there have been, proportionally speaking, there have been more lynchings since 2018 than there were on average per year in the 1920s. I'm pretty sure that's what the stat was. Black people don't hang themselves from trees. They just don't. So. Let's see. Alicia said, we lost another celebrity, Peter Cullen, age 85. He was the voice of Optimus Prime. He passed away yesterday. I missed that one. So many people are dying, and none of the ones that need to. Let's see, who is that? Oh! What else did he voice? I want to see what else he voiced. He played Eeyore in Winnie the Pooh. Y'all, he was the voice of Car in Knight Rider. Y'all, I know that voice. Oh, that's so sad. He was Red Skull in Spider-Man in 1981. He was a gremlin in Gremlins. What else? He was in Dungeons and Dragons, Little Wizards, Toonami. Let's see. He did Warcraft Adventures, Lord of the Clans. All right. Aw, that's sad. That's a shame. All right. Thanks, Alicia. That was the wrong 80-something-year-old. Dang it. All right. I mean, that wasn't Alicia's fault, to be clear. Chris said, I finished Larkin Kasim and then worked to set up my new webcam and am now working on my new speakers. I love new gadgets. They make me happy. I buy gadgets to have new gadgets, which is probably not the best use of my money, but it is what it is. Rachel Taylor's joined us. Hello. Rachel is back to working on the problem she cornered herself with yesterday. My heroine needs to trick the antagonist into giving her some info she needs, with the antagonist walking away thinking she's winning the conversation. I've got an idea, but this is tough. Yeah, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. James has joined us over on Twitch. Hi, James. I mean, how many news articles of crazy contain the phrase Florida man? Do you know, I learned something a couple months ago now, I think, is that the reason that it is Florida man is because in Florida you're not allowed to, I guess in police report, like news reports of police reports, like the police blotter or whatever, they're not actually allowed to identify people. And so that's why Florida Man became a thing. And I didn't know that. I thought it was just, regular news stuff. But no, it's because there's some sort of a restriction on using people's names in some like official context, and that's why Florida Man came about. Danielle said, I would like to buy music for the next round. You can do that. Do you want to keep with the funk stuff that we've got, Danielle? Let me see. We currently have it on the funk station. I'm waiting for the other stations to load. Danielle says, who are we talking about? Sorry, I had to step away. I missed it. Peter Cullen, he was a voice actor. He died at age 85 yesterday. Oh, we have nothing available. We have no stations available on Pretzel Rocks except for liked. Thank you, James, for feeding Pixie. Appreciate that. So I guess we're listening to the funk, which is good because I really like the station, clearly, since I haven't changed it in over a month. Let's see. Danielle says, fuck, all the wrong 80s. Yes, all the wrong 80s. Kelly made it to page 201, lunchtime. What are you having for lunch, Kelly? Okie dokie on the music. Okay, so this next sprint, y'all, we're going to have some music. We are going to be listening to funky tunes, courtesy of Danielle. Thank you, Danielle. I think let's take a little break since we haven't taken a break. We're going to give it about 7 minutes, I think. We'll take a little 7-minute break since we've basically been working for an hour. I'm going to be right back. I am just going to be right back. I need something to nibble on, so I might make some popcorn. Like I said, I had lunch right before the stream, but I'm hungry. I'm not sure why. So I'm going to make some popcorn, I think. And then, then I'll be back. So if you need something to eat, something to drink, you need to use the restroom, perfect time to do that. If you've been sitting this whole time, get your ass up out of that chair. Get your ass up, move around, shake that booty. I mean, whatever you want to do. Also, first reminder, if you haven't taken your meds yet, and you should have taken your meds by now, take your damn meds. I've still got a bunch of pills to take. So I'm going to be working on that too, but I'm going to go make some popcorn. I think I'm going to do the, what's it called? Caramel popcorn thing. So, all right. 7 minutes. We'll be right back here. Be right back. All right, I'm back with popcorn. Salty caramel. And what I like about this is that it's not actually like full of stuff that gets on your fingers. It's very tasty. All right, Alicia says, popcorn, right? I've been on a popcorn kick lately. Alicia has taken vitamins and meds. Good job. Still got a bunch of vitamins. But I've taken all my actual meds. So, I'm not ready for Dragon Con. I'm just not. Just not. I'm not ready for anything these days. Everything is sneaking up on me. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I do need to do my Italian homework at some point. I have my Italian teacher was off for the last 2 weeks. She was on vacation. And so, I've also been on vacation, but I have my appointment on Monday, so I really need to get back into it. I wasn't really completely back into it anyway, because I had the whole month of July off. And I had no time. No time. So, James says, me too, about the meds. Good job, James. Huzzah. Danielle says, I couldn't figure out why out of the blue I bought a bag of popcorn. Ha! It's seeing your tempting mouth chewing it. That's right. Yep. Welcome. Welcome. Eat the popcorn, all the popcorn. I mean, not all of it. Share some of it with me because I like popcorn. Emily says, oh my god, me neither. I started going through the schedule last night. Still need to fabric paint 2 shirts for our cosplay. I'm so excited to see all y'all's cosplays. I'm too old for that shit. I mean, not that anybody's too old to do cosplay. I mean, at my age, I do not have the energy to care. That's what I mean when I say I'm too old. I mean, I am too old, not that my age is too old for people to cosplay, to be clear. Danielle says, you make it look so good, and then holding up a piece to the camera. So this is actually a company called Opop. And they do flavored, and it doesn't like put gunk on your hands. It's really good. And I add a little, so they have these little single serve ones that you can do in the microwave. You put them in a, like this is actually a popcorn popping bowl for the microwave. So you put them in one of those with the flavory stuff in there. And then pop, 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 pop. So I usually add a little bit of extra popcorn because I can't do like one of those great big bags of microwave popcorn. That's too much. But the single serving is just a little not enough because I get to the end and I'm like, I need like a dozen more. So I put more in. Kelly says she settled on hot dogs with whole grain mustard and relish. Spicy brown mustard. Yes, it lives on my desk. Don't ask. Which always makes me sing that Alabama song in my head. That does sound like a yummy lunch. It's true. All right. So again, we're going to have some music during this sprint. I'm going to fast forward through the song that was playing though, because it has words. Because I try not to have words in the songs, because I know for me and a lot of other people, when you're writing or whatever, it's hard to write if there's lyrics. So, all right, shall we get into it, y'all? I'm going to continue to eat my popcorn and work on whatever the fuck I'm going to work on. All right, y'all ready? 30 minutes, here we go. Okay, how'd everybody do? How'd you do? I ate my popcorn, which was yummy. It was so good. And I really like that popcorn because it doesn't leave gunk on your fingers. But it does have a lot of popcorn, you know, the little flaky skin things. Does have a lot of those, though. That's kind of annoying. I'm going to be picking those out of my teeth all day. Luckily, I have some floss right here on my desk. So, how did everyone do? Let me know. Let me know. What did I do? I putzed around with the booking software. I answered a couple messages. Kelly, if you're still out there, I totally stole your bedtime stories title for the subtitle of my bedtime stories. I had Carol change it in the program, so when it gets pushed through to the app later, whenever the next update is, then you'll see it. Let's see. Allie read to page 41 in Admiral Hornblower in the West Indies. How many pages does it have, Allie? You might have told me earlier. I don't think you did, though. I don't think you let us know how long it is. Alicia said, I read more of Lore Olympus, Volume 10. Is that a graphic novel? I saw you hold it up briefly on camera. And put a load in the dryer. Yes, that's what I'm going to do on the next sprint. Let's see. Anita did editing and WordPress is cooperating again. Thank God. Kelly made it to page 219. Excellent. Danielle ate a high-protein, low-carb cookie. It was double chocolate, so it tasted good. Yum. My husband eats... they're not protein, they're fiber. Never mind. I finished a question and went on to the next one for a writing retreat. I want to answer, if I had time to write these questions, well, I would have time to write. Well... Yeah. Okay. Rachel Taylor says, still struggling, but I just realized part of the problem is my antagonist's goal is all wrong. Changing that changes the weaknesses my protag will exploit in her goals, which opens up all kinds of new things to experiment with. You see, you're not struggling as much as you thought. Alicia says, yes, it is a graphic novel. Each book is about 400 pages. Super cool. Super cool. I haven't read very many graphic novels. Not for any particular reason. It's just not really been on my radar too much. But I did back the Kolchak Night Stalker anniversary Kickstarter last year, which means I have a graphic novel of Kolchak, which I haven't, like, it's still in its little slipcover on a shelf downstairs. At least I think it's downstairs. It actually might be up here. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's somewhere around here. But I haven't read it yet. I did read Neil Gaiman's Sandman, which I had never read. Yes, but this was pre what we found out about him. But yeah. So, and my sister had bought me one when she went and got him to sign stuff at a thing. So anyway, those are the only ones I've ever actually read. I did read some fantasy-based comics when I was in high school, when I had a buddy, one of my queer men buddies, that I'm sorry, I'm getting caught up in memories. Anyway, that I read. So, which are, I think fantasy comics are, like, graphic novels are closer to those to me. So, anyway, I don't know. I'm just not making any sense. Chris says, that was a shower sprint for me. Excellent. We do love cleanliness around here. Never mind that we leave our clothes in the washer for more days than we should. Let's see. Ali says, Admiral Hornblower of the West Indies. I feel like you just like typing that whole title out. Has 342 pages. Excellent. Kelly Colby says, woo, live action author reading for the win. Yeah, it's officially bedtime stories, live action author reading, which I think really works very well. And also I think makes it clear it's not for kids. Let's see. Ali said, that's a long graphic novel, Alicia. It's not by chapters. It's just a continuous type read. So that took a little bit of time to get used to. Oh, I'm sure. Kelly says, I read a nonfiction graphic novel. If it's nonfiction, it's not a novel. Series that I loved, Sapiens. The last book comes out this year. If it's nonfiction, it's not a novel. I have to call it something else, graphic nonfiction, which makes me think of like really like violent, gory kind of things, which I would read. Oh, I have to tell y'all. So when when Danielle and I were, and Desi, although Desi's not here, when we were in Pennsylvania, they had a blood spatter, not workshop. We weren't spattering blood everywhere, but like a class, and so we got to like see all these, things about, and we learned about blood spatter and stuff like that, which was super cool. Kelly says, okay, nonfiction graphic series. Sorry, words have meaning. Alicia says, I look forward to reading volume 11, which comes out in October, I think. Anita said it might be creative nonfiction. That's a thing. Yeah, it absolutely is. Creative nonfiction is a thing. Although these days, most nonfiction is creative, if we want to get right down to it. Yes, analysis workshop. Thank you. It wasn't really a workshop. Like I said, we weren't actually doing anything. But it was like, we got to, she explained things about it, and we got to see different, like she had different stuff laid out. And so there was like, craft paper on the floor, and there was just like spatter everywhere. It was really cool. And there were clothes You know, most of it was not real. Like, I mean, they're real clothes, but like most of it, it's not like they came from a crime or something like that. You know, they were created. But one of them, it was really funny. She had gone out of the room for a little bit, and there were several of us around this shirt. And I'm looking at it, and you know, the other ones don't have anything that make you think that they were actually, you know, something from a crime. But this one was actually cut. It was cut, and it was cut in a way that if you were just sitting there cutting a shirt, it wouldn't look like that. It looked like very short cuts, right? Which is what medical scissors will do. And so, you know, and it was cut in a way that would let you take it off of a human. And that was so different from the other ones that were out there. And I was like, this one was at the ER. I was like, this, you know, and like I'm pointing things out, I'm noticing and everything. And so, and we're talking about different things, and it has blood like on the collar line. It was a t-shirt, but it had like blood on the collar line and stuff like that. And she comes back in a little while later, and you know, we're talking, and she comes in and she starts talking about it, and it actually was a real shirt. It was her husband's. Her husband had something had hit him on the head, or he'd fallen off of a ladder or something. He had done something and ended up in the ER, and that was his shirt that they cut off of him. And like I felt very Dexter-y, but not Dexter because I'm not a serial killer. But yeah, I felt very accomplished. I was like, that's what I said. I called it. And everyone was like, you called it. I was like, I did. Anyway, let's see. Danielle said, is Mouse considered fiction or non-fiction? Oh, Mouse. It's based on truth. I'm not sure because I haven't read it. So, yeah. Alicia says, alas, it is time for me to go and get the kiddos from school. So I'll say thank you for sprints. And, oops, hang on, scroll. Y'all talk. Just in case you aren't here when I get back. Alicia, thank you for joining us. Please be safe out there getting the kids because you live in Florida and there's a lot of crazy people there. So we might be here. I may just keep going. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But either way, thank you for joining us. And regardless, I will see you tomorrow at Time Pirates. Danielle said, we did learn not to say splatter. Instead, the correct is spatter. Yes, I knew that already, though, because I watch all of the crime shows. It was a fascinating session on how we could also include blood spatter crime detection in our writing. Yes, it was very cool. Kelly says, drive safely to Alicia. Swanks says, thanks for sprints. Have a great Dragon Con. Thank you. We're going to be here for a little while longer at least. Kelly says, I almost thought you were going to say it was cut off of a body at the morgue. No, it was not. But it was also very clear because it was the last one on the row. Like it was in like one of those science lab, you know, so there are those big tables with the black marble top or whatever. And it was on the last one. Like we had kind of wandered together and looked at all the different things, and we got to that one, and it was the last one. But it was clear to me anyway that none of the ones that we were seeing were actually like genuine. I don't want to say real because they were all real because they were all set up in a certain way, but they weren't genuinely from a crime or anything, which makes sense because they're not going to release that. They keep that in evidence. So like, you know, and that was part of it too, was I was like, how would this have come here? And that's kind of how I started really watching to see if there were things that told me if it was genuine or not. Because I couldn't figure out legally what that process might be. So, anyway, okay. Danielle says, it's called a graphic novel, but it's based on truth. If it's a novel, it's automatically fiction, because novels are nothing but fiction. If that's what it actually is classified as, then it's got to be fiction. But, like, you can write something that is based on, like, a true story or whatever, and it is still fiction. It is still a novel. It's still considered fiction. But if you write something like, for example, like In Cold Blood, Truman Capote's In Cold Blood, that would be more like creative nonfiction, right? So yeah. Heather says, I am back from the Zoom. Actually, it was a webinar with the EFA. Super cool. Heather says, Florida drivers are nuts. It is truth. That is truth right there, my friend. And you know, most people in the country think that it's old people. They think it's the old people drive so slow. Da, da, da. But here's the thing. On the interstates, the old people don't get on the interstates very often because they don't like driving on the interstates because they would rather drive slower. You know, the people that are crazy are the 30 and 40-year-olds because they just zip in and out of traffic as if they are the only people on the roads. They're the ones. They're the ones. And, you know, I'm not like saying it's, you know, 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds and there are no 50 or 60 or, you know, no. Like, but the majority of them are like, you know, the deep working age, right? Working, you know, the time where you're in the middle of your career, that time frame in their lives. They are just zoop, 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 zoop. No turn signals, just zipping in and out. Whew, yeah. Heather says, I have so much con prep to do. You and me both, sister. I am not ready. Good thing I still have a month. I have a week. Less than a week, actually, because I'm leaving Wednesday. So, I got to get my shit together. Danielle says, after all the places I've been, Austin drivers are the worst drivers. Just like you said, they zip in and out like no one is on the road. Yeah. Yeah. James says, I resemble that. Which do you resemble exactly? Zipping in and out of traffic rudely and, you know, causing people to wreck? That? Let's see. Chris says, my grandpa defied that rule. He lived in Florida most of my life, but also liked to race cars, so we drove fast. I can remember him bringing me home one time and getting a ticket. Yes, I believe that. Let's see. Kelly says, Sapiens is a science book about human development, both biologically and societally. Okay, that sounds fascinating. I am completely enamored with humans as a culture. The graphic novel is based on that book, so I don't know what else to call it. Heather says, yep, it's the show-off 30-somethings. It definitely is. Also, the motorcycle drivers. They are... Like, there are some that are great. Like, they are chill, but some of these boys on the crotch rockets, they are... Whoo! Like, when they wreck, they splatter. And I mean splatter with the L. So, all right. Kelly says, that's awesome, Chris. Danielle was laughing at James, but I still don't know what James resembled because I talked about so many things. Did you resemble blood spatter? Did you resemble... What did you resemble exactly? All right. Next sprint, I have to go do the laundry thing again. And although I think probably the stuff in the washer it had some jeans in there, so it might need to go for another like 10 or 15 or 20 minutes. I've never caused anyone to wreck that you know of. I used to race international scouts, so I drive fast, but I'm not a complete ass. I also tend to be a fast driver. The thing is, and I don't usually do more than 9 miles over the speed limit. Sometimes I do, but not usually. And I'm talking about on the interstate. But like, the thing is, I want to go the speed I want to go. So like, people need to get out of my way. That's really it. You know, I'm not trying to be speed racer. I'm not trying to defy, you know, the laws of physics. I just want to go the speed I want to go and get the fuck out of my way. The left lane is for passing, so I usually drive in the second to the left lane. Get the fuck out of my way. Like, if you're driving slower, you see somebody come up your back end, you just move over. And then they pass and you move right back where you were. It'd be fine. Y'all, I got feelings about drivers, clearly. Okay, let's see. Heather said I was going to mention the motorcyclist too. Yeah, you cannot talk about, oh, somebody is feeding Pixie. Anita. Thank you, Anita, for feeding Pixie. We're a quarter of the way to level 23. Huzzah. Yeah, you can't talk about bad Florida motorists without talking about motorcyclists, for sure. And, you know, I have a motorcycle, so... Let's see. Danielle says, we know you are not an ass, James. Kelly said, I drive fast. Most of us do in Texas. Otherwise, you'll never get anywhere. Everything is so far away. Yeah, but like you also generally are often pretty flat. So you can see shit miles away. Yeah, so. But really, when I'm talking about Florida, I'm not even talking about like the run through the Everglades or, going straight up the. I'm talking about like literally rush hour in the city. Like, oh, it's insane. Emily said, I used to drive fast-ish, but then I saw the statistics on how much each mile per gallon over speed limits increases risk of fatal accident. And truthfully, ever since then, I tend to drive in the rightmost lane. So you drive under the speed limit. And like, valid. But yeah, I drive how I drive. And I drive pretty defensively, I don't like, I'm not like an asshole about it usually. Sometimes I am. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I end up being an asshole, and usually then later I'm like, oh, I was such an asshole. I shouldn't do that again. James says, aw, thanks. I mean, I can be, but I try to save that for good reasons. Right. There's like, reasonable assholishness. Yeah. There are times when it is called for, but now is not one of those times, and we're going to get back to work. So I'm going to be off camera for at least part of it. I am also out of my protein shake, so I'm going to switch over to tea, and I am going to go do the laundry stuff. So I'll be back in a little bit. So I'll be off camera for a little while, but back in plenty of time before the timer goes off. All right, are we ready? Let's get into it. Here's our next 30 minutes, y'all. right. That's it. It's 3 o'clock. That's the end of the stream. So, how did everybody do? How did everybody do? I was working on some stuff for the booking thing. That's what I'm doing today, clearly. All right. While y'all check in, Rachel said, "Oh, but I'm not ready." Well, see, then you should stream. I'm just saying. It would also help you. And you could set the sprints at whatever length you want. I'm just saying. All right, let me go, while y'all check in, let me go over the events of the coming week as I know them. So tonight at 7 p.m., Amelia has her writing sprints from 7 until 9. These are all in Eastern time. You'll have to do that time zone math yourself, sorry. Tomorrow, I will be hosting our usual Zoom co-working at 1 o'clock. We go from 1 until about 2:30. Then on Saturday, we have Discord sprints at 10 a.m. You go into the Discord, find the sprinting section in the channels on the left, and there will be a voice channel in there. Hop in, Dalen will be waiting. And the cool thing about those, the ones he also does it on Sunday, so both Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. till noon. And the really cool thing about those is that they don't just have to be sprinting. If you want to sprint, you can sprint. If you need help, if you need to brainstorm, like you can do just about anything in there. So that is Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. until noon. Then on Sunday evening, we have our usual Zoom chat at 7 p.m. If you haven't voted on the topic or topics of your choice yet, please do that in the Facebook group, in the events section. Find the Sunday group. Inside there will be, find the Sunday event. Inside there will be a post where you can vote. You can also suggest new topics if you'd like. So that's 7 p.m. on Sunday evening, 7 till 8:30. Nothing on Monday. On Tuesday, I'm not sure if Amelia's doing her sprints Tuesday night or not. She may be, she may not, because she's going to be at Dragon Con, so I'm not sure about her. Wednesday, we have nothing, because I should probably actually take those off the calendar. Because I am going to be at Dragon Con starting Wednesday. So let me take those off the calendar. And so also nothing on Thursday next week at all, because both Amelia and I will be at Dragon Con. So if y'all want sprint, you're going to have to figure it out yourself, or go, check out YouTube. There's tons and tons of sprinters out there. So, all right, let's see how everybody did. Rachel says, "I think I've got my scene roughly working. Still work to be done, but..." Good job. See, I knew you could do it. I knew you'd do it. All right, Anita said, "Finish the editing." Huzzah. James says, "I solved a dynamic display problem my CFO created. It was fun." Yay. I love when you can play games at work. Rachel says, "I've thought about streaming, but I also have a firm commitment to at the moment to not do a single thing more until I've got my schedule under control. So maybe next March, after the worst of my tax season is over." That is perfectly fine. But also I want to encourage you you can also do pop-up sprints. Like, you don't have to do them every single week. If next Monday that you're gonna, be able to, you're going to want to sprint, you're going to want to work from 2 to 4, 2 to 6, whatever, and just do one off. And if you give me a heads up and let me know ahead of time, I will put it in the Google Calendar. And then that way it'll get populated over to the Discord too. So you don't have to do it every single week. You can also do it like every other week, or just like, hey, I know Thursday, maybe it's Monday. I know Thursday I'm going to have time, so let me do a thing. So you're welcome to do that. Again, doesn't have to be a regular thing. And hey, if you want to do it next week while I'm gone, that's a perfect time to, try it out. So, all right. But whatever you want. Whatever you want, my love. Okay. Nobody else checking in? All right. So I'm going to go down. My husband let me know about 10 minutes ago that the dryer went off. So I'm going to go back down there and fold some more clothes, because that's my life right now. All right. You guys have a great rest of your day. I hope you get whatever you need done with as little problem as possible. I will be not here tomorrow, but we'll have the Zoom tomorrow. If you are on the Discord or part of the Facebook group, you will get the links. You'll get the link on Discord about 15 minutes before. And then, of course, on Facebook, you can go into the events section. So, Rachel says, next week is my month end, so a no-go. That's the beginning of September. Next week is already actually September. Like Wednesday is like the 2nd. That's the beginning of the month. I'm just saying. But I'll think about it. I really am supposed to be no new projects. This isn't a project. It's not a project. It's just something, hey, it's really in furtherance of your Halo project. You're just doing it on camera. You're doing all the same stuff. You're just also sometimes talking into the camera. Month end can't start until the month... Oh! Well, see, silly me. I thought month end meant end of month. I don't know what I was thinking, Rachel. I just don't know what I was thinking. How silly of me. All right. Either way, accounting terms. No, I get it. Like, a fiscal year is not the same as a regular year. So, yeah, y'all are weird. Y'all are just weird. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Octomuse and I say goodbye. All right. Y'all have a great day. Thank you for joining me today. As always, I love hanging out with you guys. You make my day. So we'll see TWT people tomorrow in the Zoom, hopefully. Thank you, Rachel. You as well. If not, I'll see you in a couple weeks, y'all. Bye.